Hey everyone, Lolly here, and today is actually the second journal, the second month that I do this journal on YouTube. So I wanted to go a little bit over what happened the past month. First of all, I'm sitting at 17.5k right now, about that in equity, which is a little bit lower than the amount I had last month, and the reason for that is hood, which I got stopped out from. It was like the biggest trade I had. I think it accounted for like 20% portfolio gain, I think, which still didn't allow me to get out of the drawdown. And yeah, I got rid of it below the 20 day on this day here. On the 1st of August, actually the 1st of the month. And so yeah, I lost some profits, some unrealized gains on this one. So yeah, that's pretty much where the drop in equity came from. And other than that, I think I've had like 5 trades this month so far. Actually, I can show you. I had a total of 5 trades this month, and 4 of which have been winners, 4 of which have been losers, and one winner instead. Overall, it's about 1% in losses, in realized losses. So, I mean, overall, still pretty good, I think. It's not that bad. I've done worse, let's put it that way. Um, I'm happy about how the month went, to be fair. It could have went better, of course, but overall, I still think I did good during the month. Um, so far, the market hasn't been ideal, to be fair. It's been quite a tricky market, still the type of market I don't really want to be invested in. I have tried some things, but with very limited risk and trying to play it safe. It's been the type of market that it's been grinding higher, but at the same time, not quite giving opportunities to make money from. It almost feels like the market is acting very randomly at the moment. It's like there isn't much of an edge around, you know. There are, of course, some stocks that move and go your way, but it almost feels like it's more about luck than it is about edge right now. And it's a very tricky market. It's a very tricky environment. I think it resembles a lot the market we had in 2021, in the late mid 2021. Where of course the market was extended and things weren't working as well as they used to. It kind of resembles that type of market. In this case, you have some days where the market just shits itself. It almost feels like we're gonna correct. For example, like what happened on the first 31st of July, and then it just bounces back. You know, just like 2 days of horrible price action, and then the market bounces back, and then once again, poof, it just plummets again, and then goes again, and who knows what it's gonna do now. Friday was a very weak day. It feels like it's gonna start another one of these little correction, little run lower. It's I can feel the market being tired. It's very hard to make money in this market. I don't feel like getting exposure and getting aggressive right now is the right approach. And honestly, I think I've done great when it comes to risk management. In my career, I don't think I've ever managed my risk and my downside as well as I have now. And I'm very proud of that right now. I'm very happy that I've been able to control a part of my approach, because that the lack of control of the downside has been the main reason why I'm in a drawdown right now. I've lost a lot in January and February. I think I was down about 40% on the year by February. It is bad. I've been able to barely make back like now 10% of it. So I'm down like 30% instead of being down 40%, which of course it's not ideal. It's been tough, of course, mentally, economically, I guess. But yeah, it hasn't been easy. But you know, there's no one to blame but me for it. If I am where I am right now, it's because of what I've been doing and what I did. There's no one really to blame for it. So yeah, that's pretty much how it has been going there. I'm not really planning to do anything for the coming month. The market is not great, and it doesn't really. Of course, there's the likelihood of market doing what it did last time, where it just decided to push once again after that little period of weak price action. But I don't think there's edge in um, trying to play that period either. It's just very random. For example, Friday, like for example, just considering EPs in general, gap ups, however people call them. Snow, for example, was a gap up. I skipped two gap ups, two EPs. Snow and PSTG, which are the two that I wouldn't really buy in this type of environment, simply because they're coming from stocks that have a very bad history of EPs. Not very, very bad, but they're very low ADR. They're very choppy. They don't have momentum. They don't really sustain the most. And in this market, these type of names are the ones that actually had good EPs. Like Snow never really had an EP that went like more than 5%, I think. It's just weird names. And the names that actually had good EPs, they just ended up flopping very badly. Affirm, Amba, they all did very, very bad. It's a tricky market. I don't. I think it's the first time I encounter a market specifically like this. But I don't think that means nothing because something I learned throughout the years is that no market is equal to the previous ones. People try to make comparisons, like this market is very similar to the market we had in that time, to the market we had. But at the end of the day, honestly, I never really went through a market that was equal or similar, very similar, or the same as a previous market we've had. That's the beauty, I guess, and the bad part of trading in the stock market. And nothing is predictable. I have listed a few names that I think are acting great. I did healthcare stocks, HNGE, which I wouldn't really trade simply because of how illiquid this thing is. Not because, of course, I have liquidity issues. That's not unfortunately an issue I have, but simply because I really hate trading these type of names that gap up and down on the intraday chart. And the spread on these names is very big. It's like if you want to take a position, you're gonna find yourself buying it 1-2% higher than where you want to buy it. They're just tricky names. I don't particularly like them, but you know, it's one of the best charts probably out there right now. Tempus instead is very good. Friday, where everything just shut itself, this one held great. No actional pivot, of course. Even if it had an actional pivot, I wouldn't really buy it, but hey, it's doing great, so it's something to take note of. BE, then this one is tough to watch. I actually bought it on this day and I sold it, I think, on the same day for like a very, very small gain, and it just went like 70% from here. Yeah, I think I probably would not have held it anyways because it gapped down on earnings and I probably would have been out after hours. But it's been doing great, you know. It's been doing great. Then we had these miners. These miners um, are weirdly, I think, strong. I'm not sure why or what's happening behind the scenes, but they've been doing exceptionally well. At the same time, Bitcoin instead has just been crashing lower and lower. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But once again, even though I don't know what's going on, it's still something to keep an eye on. But yeah, these miners, Hoot, CIFR, they've been doing good, man. I'm not don't know what's going on, but yeah. But once again, nothing really I'm interested in right now. Tilray has a setup, probably the best looking name in the market right now. But yeah, like I said, I'm not really looking to get invested anytime soon for now. I want to wait. I had a dilemma actually. I was thinking the other day. I have two scenarios I could potentially there's two scenarios that could play out, and I have to take a decision whether I want to stick to the first or the second scenario. So the scenario right now, we are in the same spot right now as we were on the first of the month and on the 19th, where the market just had that super weak day that will probably start a small correction or a tiny pullback. Um, Usually, moves in this market have started from beaten down names, or at least from names that weren't showing particular relative strength. Some examples could probably be, let's see, I can pick anything and it's gonna be a good example. Let's see, something like NIO, for example, it's just been going sideways during this period where the market has been going higher, and then all of a sudden it just popped and just went without giving any entry or any setup. I guess you could buy it, but once again, you're trying to buy something it's not acting very well, it's not acting very strongly. Um, Cannabis names are an exception, of course. They've been doing great, but these solars were news-driven moves, so I don't think it really counts. But stuff like I think, oh, this one is a perfect example. This fucker, Energy Fuels. This guy, it just had the perfect breakout. Of course, everyone chasing, etc. I didn't buy it, and it just flopped. And then from the lows, it just rips. Like this has been for I think for the past month or almost 2 months. This has been like the characteristic of this market. Moves starting from unsuspectable pivots and then just shooting high right away. I think Joby was another one. Um, mm, not quite, but yeah. Actually, kinda, yeah. This just had this bad day and then no pivot. How do you even buy this thing on this day where it moves? If you wanna buy it, you're gonna find yourself with a big. If you use the low of the day, you're gonna find yourself with a big stop loss in a tiny position. You can buy it intraday, I guess, but it's just tricky. You know, it has just shits itself on this day and then just shoots and never looks back. Doesn't give you any entries, etc. The whole momentum in this name is just the run up. Like momentum trading right now, it's not working as well as it does sometimes. Momentum right now, it's simply where you should sell pretty much. Waiting for the move to happen and the setup to come is a useless approach at the moment. The best course of action, I feel like, is to buy weakness. I'm pretty much hoping that the stock regains some strength. It's a little weird. It's not the type of environment that suits my approach, which is, yeah, not great. But yeah, Tesla also, some of the pickups have just plummeted on Friday. It's a very, very weak day this Friday. Very, very weak day. I tried a firm and I got stopped out. Actually, I think I can show my trades, but it doesn't want to let me share. Yeah, I'm not sure why it doesn't want to let me share, but pretty much that's. I think the only way for this market to hopefully get better is for it to just correct and or maybe yeah, just correct. I don't really see any other way things can get better and healthier. So yeah, I mean, there's no point, of course, in hoping the market does something you want it to do. So all I can do now is just patiently wait and just trade the best I can in the environment that I have in front of me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'ma see you next month.